Good morning, ladies and gents, and welcome to my latest episode of Selling South Africa. Today we're slinging wine. We're selling wine, guys. So a lot of guys, I think, are just working with the car industry or the real estate industry or the insurance industry or the banking sectors. And I'm a business owner, but actually I work with all industries. And one of my favorite industries to work with is actually the hospitality industry. I work with a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants, and wine farms. So today, not actually today, but a couple of weeks ago, we got this call from an amazing wine farm called Rickety Bridge. For those guys who don't know, it's in Franschhoek, a great place to go visit, great wines, and the wine train stops there if you are interested in that one. So Ricardo and the guys phoned me up and says, Faf, it's time to sharpen those skills. So today we're doing a conference. It's very early in the morning, so I'm first going to get some coffee in Franschhoek, and then from there we're back to the farm, and then we're going to get into it with their whole team. This is a full 6-hour conference day, so it's going to be a hectic one. So yeah, stick around. Let's see where this one goes. Just drove all this way to the other side of Franschhoek because I know there's a Starbucks, but even Starbucks is saying it's too early. Off to the next place. Okay, super early in the morning. Almost got hit by a abandoned bakkie. But I found our saving grace, guys. We might be able to make today. So yeah, we just found bootleggers. Let's go get some coffee. Right, guys, we got saved. Bootleggers, thanks for coming through. Dude, it's like 7:30 in the morning and they are open. These are guys that are dedicated to the craft. My barista's name was Happy, and you would not believe this, he was actually happy. So now, I mean, just check how beautiful this town is, right? Such a picturesque town, part of Franschhoek. So right, so off back to Rickety Bridge. Let's go kick some ass, take some names, and coach how to sell some effective wine. So one of the things you guys might not know about me is I didn't grow up very wealthy, right? So I got a very fancy town called Paro, worked myself up, but now, you know, life's a little bit good. So I kind of like art. It's something I never got into when I was young because there was just never money to go to a place like that. But whenever I'm in a town, as you see probably in a lot of my back end videos, I try to stop my car, get out, and then just basically, you know, just enjoy the sight. I also do like nice buildings. That's why I love real estate. But just check this view. Right, guys, time for some real talk. What a lot of guys don't actually know is I started my first company in 2012, right? FTW Consultants. And my very first job was actually selling wine, which is what I did for a living. So I used to go to wine farms all the time, and then I used to buy these kind of tanks. I would buy these tanks out, right? I would buy 10,000 liters, 50,000 liters, 5,000 liters. These are 5,000 liter tanks right now. But I would buy these out, and then I would sell those wines to other wineries or ship them around the world so that they can get bottled by other wineries. So I used to taste a lot of wine and was fairly proficient in the whole thing about wine. And so in about 2015, what happened was a lot of my clients came out to me and says, "Fuck, how do you sell wine so quickly?" I'm like, dude, if you can overcome objections, ask the right questions, you know, understand your ABCs of sales, it's not that difficult. And so the wine farm says to me, "Faf, I'll make you a deal. Why don't you come out and just, you know, show what you do to my staff, and let's just see if they can sell more wine." And I'm like, dude, I'm not a sales coach, but you know what? I like your farm. I'll make you a deal. If I teach your people how to sell more wine, then you've got to buy these bulk wines from me. And they're like, deal, let's do it. And so I went in, I did a sales course, very entry-level sales course about how to actually upsell wine at the counter when the guys come for tastings, or how to sell it, in bottle at massive quantities if you're selling to retail. And that farm sales grew by 220% in 6 months. And so the next farm phoned me, and the next farm phoned me, and I'm like, hey man, I'm not a sales coach. I'm just a dude trying to sell some bulk wine. And I wiped out my eyes in 2 years, and I had like 94 farms on the books. And so what actually happened with these farms is they said to me, Vaf, you know what, we'll buy the bulk wine from you, and my business is doing well then. And so what actually happened over there is I got a phone call from KFM, I got a phone call from Mercedes, got a phone call from APSA, a lot of other businesses started phoning me and says, Faf, I heard you're really good at sales coaching. I'm like, dude, I'm not a sales coach. I'm actually just a dude trying to make a living. You know, I'm young. I was at that stage, I was like 30 years old, 31 years old. I'm 44 right now. And so this is like 14, 15 years ago. And so I started coaching like all of these companies, and now, I mean, I'm 6,000 brands in. Now, you know, I'm the number one sales coach in Africa. But it started actually, everything started because my clients were struggling to make sales, and I wanted to sell to them, but they weren't selling fast enough. So I had to help their team sell so that I can sell to them. I had to open up the pipe, if that makes sense. So now we're standing right now in Rickety Bridge, and it's kind of nostalgic because it is one of the industries I'm most passionate about is the wine industry. I really do love the wine industry. It's everything. It's like, it's majestic. Like, I love this industry. And so to give back to these guys and teach some of the skills back now, 2026, right? It is such a great experience for me. So what can I say? You know, some days you have to stand still and just say, hey man, this is my life. It is kind of rock star. I'm not gonna lie. So in life, often when we speak to salespeople, they're like, hey man, the client is crossing his arms, he doesn't want to speak to me. Yeah. Hey man, the client is cold, it's early in the morning, or you know, he's just not a talkative guy. What do I do? Now in life, you can be one of two people. Okay, and this is, wherever you go, with anybody you speak to, they will be one of two people. They will either be the thermostat, or they'll be a thermometer. So here's the difference. The thermostat is like me. I set the pace in the room. I create the heat. I create the cold. I make sure that the room climatizes around me. Most salespeople are thermometers. So they read the room and then they kind of like, okay, it's now cold. So now I don't want to go home. I don't want to go hotter. I don't want to go colder. And so if the room is cold, what is your job? Bring up the temperature, use your enthusiasm, use your energy, because that's ultimately, I explain it this way, in a world full of water, be oros. The more that you pour in the oros, the better the world becomes. You can't blame the world for water. So as a salesperson, ultimately, why do you make your money? As an entrepreneur, why do you make your money? Because you have to influence the market and not get influenced when they push back. That is a core belief. Be a thermostat, don't be a thermometer. Don't just measure the room and say, okay, you know, they're not really enthusiastic, or they don't want it, or they may be cold, or be a thermostat, set the temperature. Bring up the energy, bring down the energy. Often if they are crazy, you've got to bring the energy down, because have you seen those tables that you help? Yeah. You do the table, like 25 farms in, you know, they've been catering the whole day. And right now, the energy is crazy at the table. You don't get control of the table, right? Or kids running around like crazy people and stuff. You've got to set the temperature, right? And make sure that it's conducive to making money.
Hi there, my name is Yolandi Oosthuizen. I'm the General Manager at Rickety Bridge, and it's been an inspirational morning. We came in hoping that we would walk away with skill sets on how to upsell wine, but we've left with an approach on how to apply everything differently on the farm in terms of our sales experience, so it's been great.
Hello, my name is Tina, and we did a training today about sales. So it was a bit challenging because there's a lot of things that we have to unlearn, and we have to break like a couple of rules, but also still, you know, keep like a very, you know, accommodating standard as well. So it's a bit tricky, but very interesting, because there's a lot of words that we must use that we thought that, you know, these are the type of words that we should be using, but unfortunately not. So that's where it was tricky for me, but I learned like a lot. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Gemma. I'm a wine ambassador at Rickety Bridge Wine Estate. Today we had a training on sales, and it was just mind-boggling because there were certain things I didn't know at all. The best part for me was where Francois would say, give a dog a cookie. So that would always stay with me in my mind. And also just to ask the right questions. I never know that asking the wrong questions can lead to not selling, but now I definitely know I should always ask the right questions.
Hello, I'm Anele. I head reservations and revenue at Rickety Bridge. I'm here for the sales training with Franschhoek. So today I've learned a lot. It's literally been 2 hours, 1.5 actually, and I've learned a lot. Instead of telling the people I know how to ask the questions, the training has also been very different than what I thought. I thought it was going to be more of you stand like this, you sit like this, you do this. Instead, it's opening up questions so that I can know how to sell better.
Hi, ek is Charles. Ek is 'n boerling van Parel. Hy ambassador van Franschhoek by Rickety Bridge Wine Estate. Ons het 'n pragtige coaching sessie gehad vanoggend saam met Francois Leroux. Excellent coach, kan nie verkeerd gaan nie. Baie geleer van Francois. Goed wat ek nog nooit geweet het nie. En ek was 'n paar maande gelede of 2 tot 3 maande gelede was ek een van die beste salesperson deel van die top 5. Maar na Franschhoek ek dink gaan ek nommer 1 raak in Franschhoek. So baie goeie sessie, highly recommended.
Right guys, just finished our session right now. It's been a half-day session. We're actually coming back for a more practical session also now in about a month from now. So that's going to be quite fun. So now it's packing up over here, then going back to Cape Town. We've got some online classes later today also, which will be great. And then also we are traveling to Cape Town Central next week, which is going to be great. And then also back to Gauteng, back to the West Coast. But yeah, so that is Rickety Bridge for the day. Absolutely phenomenal session.